Hello, prim friends. Well, I don't even know where to start here today. I am at this gorgeous antique show that is in Canfield, Ohio at the fairgrounds. This is called the Hudson Antique Show. The wind has been crazy today, so I really feel for all of these dealers who've had to set up. And I'm just going to walk around and show you what's here. So again, a lot of the dealers are still setting up. They have come from many states away. And so I'm going to walk around and kind of highlight and show you some of my favorite things here. This is a beautiful booth. Love those treenware pieces and the butter molds. Some wonderful signs here as well. If you are new to this channel, it is called The Cape on the Corner. Welcome. And if you are a longtime viewer, welcome back. I really hope that you will hit subscribe if you haven't already. You just have no idea how much that helps our small channels grow. It really helps the YouTube algorithms. This booth really features a lot of folk art, and I will try to tell you the names of the dealers when I'm able to see their signs. Okay, Francis Crespo. Again, this show is called the Hudson Antique Show. It is located in Canfield, Ohio at the fairgrounds. Has been here for several years, and the dealers come from several states away, as well as some of our Ohio dealers. And to give you kind of an idea of where this is located, if you have been to Seville Antiques, this show at the fairgrounds is located almost exactly an hour to the east of Seville Antiques. Local here, we are very close to Meander Hill that you have probably seen in several videos and a recent one. Antiques at Ellsworth is 5 minutes down the road from here, and the Western Reserve Antique Shop also is just minutes from this location. So what a wonderful way to spend the day, hitting all of these local shops. And then again, Seville Antiques is just an hour down the road to the west of this location. Here are some of the hog scraper candlesticks with a very simple ring on that one. This one says 165. Oh, and there's some of the ugly face jugs, as they are called. This just is a really lovely booth that catches my eye. I love how they have the screen doors with the ladder above it over here. It's a really neat way of putting things together. So sometimes you come to a show like this and maybe you buy something, or maybe you come to a show like this and you get wonderful ideas. Sometimes you come to a show like this to educate yourself about items and more current prices. There's a nice large cookie cutter back there. Here, some of the iron trivets in the heart shape. Those are both priced at $115. Some treenware pieces back there and lots of leather books. Oh, and that wonderful small pull toy horse. My goodness, the wind today has just been wicked. It's a really pretty ovoid jug. That's based on that shape right there. Some nice large chocolate molds. The price on those in the last several years really seems to have come down, but I'm seeing it starting to pick back up again. And that's very typical with antiques. There are trends. Just like several years ago, everyone wanted one of the tobacco drying baskets. And now, yeah, you see them every now and then, but they just aren't the hot item that they were several years ago. Now the little pull toy horses, however, still absolutely a hot item. And that one is priced at just $3.50, so still quite a reasonable price for that. Lots of the granite ware pieces in some more unusual colors there, in that green and the brown. There's a beautiful sitting cat doorstop. Ooh, I love this one here, where the cats are all reading the book. That one is $6.95. Gorgeous. Another fatty pig cutting board. And some beautiful burl bowls. This booth over here has lots of the vintage holiday pieces, all set up and ready for Easter. Oh, are they so sweet? Probably a lot of them from Germany. A lot of candy containers. Look at the little bunny sitting up. And this one right here. Big Beaumont pottery, that blue pottery bunny. And then the milk glass eggs, also a nice popular thing here. The German Easter eggs, those are like a paper mache product. We'll go back here and see what they have. Oh, cute. This, if I remember correctly, it's like from the same company that does, sometimes you'll see the pigs, the little touring pigs. That's a nice stoneware crock. Some of the wax pieces up here. Tiny, tiny little basket. That one's marked at just $50. Often the small ones are way more expensive than the large ones. Here, really cute pull toy, little cat. I'm seeing some really quite good prices on some of these things. Here, this horse is just $110. Not sure what my hair is doing after the wind that I just encountered. Little stiff bears, those are just $30 each. They have the tags. They also have the Halloween pieces. Oh my goodness. German Santas. Wow, wow. These back here, $6.95, $4.50. Beautiful. Really stunning pieces. This booth is Herbs Antiques from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And look at this incredible collection here of the alabaster fruit and some vegetables as well. I see an onion. There's a huge strawberry. There's the half pieces. The walnuts are $50 a piece. I don't know if they're priced on the other side. That one's $2.75 for the half apple. They do have also what I always recommend if you're a collector. You want the really dark grapes if you can find them. There's a set for the $145. They're the nice size too. That's perfect with the standard sizes of the stone fruit. Here, these are sweet. I have had one of these at one time from an estate sale long ago. Oh, I can't quite see his price. The basket is $40. Some really nice early bears. He's probably mohair. He's $9.95. Here's some Steiff pieces as well. And here are lots of those, what they sometimes call Amish puzzle balls. Look at the size of that beautiful Santa holding the feather tree and then the children's toys in his bag. Here's some more of the Halloween and Christmas as well. Really unique pieces, and that is one of the things that will happen when you come to a show like this. There is one of the pieces of the alabaster cheese. Let's see if we can find a price on that one. That one's $4.95. Again, much more rare pieces. There's a large, I'll put my hand with it so you can see for size, probably like a cantaloupe or something. Again, another rare piece. And I know we have several that are doll collectors that always ask me to go close. And so this is for you. These down here are the little tiny ones. My goodness, I almost feel like I have some recollection of having some of these as a child in Germany. Those are all the shaker combs. They're made of wood. Those are $95 a piece. And up here, more of the Halloween. This is Doc's Crocs, and I'll make sure that you can see his website. So if you are looking for something in particular, this is a great place to check out. Here's several of the early, I think sometimes beer bottles. Really, again, you're going to see some of the best pieces at a show like this. He is in Ohio. There's some striper Crocs. I see $3.95, $4.95 on the small one. So check your closets, check your attics, check your basements. If you see something that looks like what we're seeing here and you are looking to sell, you can always reach out to me as well. I'll do my best to get you in touch with the right people as well. It's a beautiful booth. Look at that gorgeous game board, the checkerboard. Goodness. I put our dinner in a crock pot today. Thank you, Jan, for that recipe. For that sort of a Mexican chicken corn. Oh, just, it's delicious. I've had it once before. Didn't quite have all the ingredients that time, so I'm looking forward to when I go home having that tonight. If you're interested in the recipe, let me know. Make a comment down below and I'll make sure to get that to you as well. Gorgeous peg rack. Really pretty. It's a rush light here. Early gate leg table with a really big top that's 5.5 feet across at the top. The original red paint. That one's $8.50. Some gorgeous Windsor chairs. Really pretty coverlet. Lots of colors there. I think I see $2.95 as a price on that one. And a pretty basket as well. Let's take a look at this one. That one is $1.95. This is the Western Reserve Antique Shop. Now, she does have a presence here in the show, but she is also, like I said, just minutes from here. So she has a nice large shop. Would be a great place to go again after the show is over. I like the hoop underskirt here. That one's $2.25. A dressmaking sign. Lisa is wonderful to work with. Also, if you see something that you're interested in that is a larger piece, she does ship. Oh, look at that sweet little bear. But she does ship, and she does shows in a lot of other parts of the country as well. So again, if you see something that you're interested in, maybe you don't want it to be shipped, but maybe you're coming to one of the other shows and she can bring it as well to one of the other shows where she is coming. If it fits, if it works, you know, all that good stuff. So here are a couple of the tall wedding band candlesticks. The one in the back there says $5.25. This one up front is $3.50. Beautiful band box. And again, another gorgeous bowl of stone fruit. This is Sandra Rutan Antiques. She is out of Warren, Ohio, and sells, it's out of her home, and she does also have a booth in a shop in Parkman, but she will ship. Here's her card information. Come on. Okay. It's always easier for me in a video in a show like this to try to get it right away when I'm here in the booth rather than putting it in later. There's a really nice mirror, like that kind of a frame. Some tollware pieces. An ironstone. So people are still setting up, so I'm just trying to stay out of everyone's way and be able to bring you what's going on here. Such beautiful pieces. There's some nice pictures. That one's $35. So prices really are all across the board. Really cute little wagon. Look at that amazing mirror back here. All painted, gorgeous, lovely signs. So yeah, people are still setting up. And so just trying to get where, I know I've said recently in one of the videos how much I really like when you use these glass. This often is from early American pattern glass, which, you know I get it with all the primitives, the treenware, the wooden things, the ironstone. But if you are having a gathering and you want to display maybe some goodies or some biscuits or rolls or all kinds of things, that early American pattern glass comes from between 1850 and I want to say about 1910. So they're really, appropriate pieces to be putting with our some of our primitive and early American style decorating. And right now, still, the prices on many of the patterns are extremely, extremely reasonable. And often, you can even find them in shops like Goodwill. Beautiful tiger maple table. Wow. Some really, really pretty pieces. But yes, I highly recommend if you see some things that are early American pattern glass, and they really are a nice addition to our decorating style. Wow, here another beautiful tiger maple cherry 2-drawer stand. And look at these incredible bowls. Why can I not think of the name of the movie? With the lion and the tiger, or the lion and the little girl that ends up in the tornado. Somebody help me out here. Please put it in the comments. I will probably remember on my way home tonight. I hope. But yeah, it's been quite a windy day. Here's a really neat red, white, and blue umbrella. Great for a parade. Wonderful price. Goodness. This never ceases to amaze me. You have all of these different booths, different shops, and yet you come into a show like this and you're not going to see the same things from one booth to the next. And one of the reasons for that is because of how much of this is handmade. Just really unique, beautiful pieces. Look at all of the holiday, the Christmas, the Halloween, the Easter bunnies over here. Oh my word. Very, very unique, very rare pieces. Things you are just not going to see just everywhere. And that early German Santa block. They are children's blocks in a box, and depending on which side the child wants to do as a puzzle, that would be the side up. So you can imagine how difficult that might be, because each side So 6 sides of each of those blocks makes a different puzzle. These are just incredible. German Santa, squeak toy donkey. I love that shield sign, that red, white, and blue with the early parade flags. It's a beautiful blue hanging cupboard. An early tape loom. Oh, they say that one is dated. Oh yeah, I can see it there at the bottom. A couple of Alabaster strawberries. And then check this out. Look at this amazing bell slip nickel here. 33-inch German. It says Clockwork Nodder. He has a brown robe. My goodness. You know, when you come to a show like this, it's sort of, I don't even know the words for it. It's just, you know, an honor to be surrounded by these pieces. I love that they have been saved. Look at that amazing quilt. And what's so, every time I see all of this and how beautiful it is, it really makes me wonder how much has been lost. You know, people that just didn't know the value, didn't realize how special these pieces are. Look at that early candlestick or candle holder there. I do not know what this is. And this great, oh, it's a mouse trap. Wow. Really unique. Some beautiful silver. Some gorgeous rye baskets down there. Redware pieces. Look at all these incredible moving banks. James Conrad. I want to make sure that you can see his card. Beautiful pieces. The whole booth is really gorgeous. Some redware, some toll pieces, some chalkware. My goodness. Now, this booth is right here as you first walk in the show, and I have been all over. So don't think if you're seeing one booth and then you see the next one that they necessarily are right next to each other, because that may not be the case. This one, though, is right about front and center from when you come inside the show. And just what really amazing examples of our early American primitive. They're not make-dos. They're not cobbled together pieces. These are, you know, these are the real thing that you're going to see here at this show. Just gorgeous. Lovely tin lighting. Early candle sconce. Baskets are gorgeous. Another beautiful peg rack. That corner cabinet with the drawer, that one is $8.95. Oh goodness, look at the early boots. And a whole collection here of these hog scraper candlesticks. And it looks like, for the most part, what I'm seeing, they are $95 a piece. Oh, I love this. I've said it in another video a time or two, but you know, you might have an area on a wall where some things fit for a peg rack, but if you're only looking at doing it horizontally and you just maybe don't have room for something like that, think about going vertically. Because look at here how you can hang the baskets up and down. And that just, I think, gave me, again, the reminder that I needed for how I want to handle something in our Cape on the corner that I haven't hung yet because I just wasn't sure exactly where I wanted it to go. And I'm still, you know, it's what, the house is maybe now 2.5 years old, not quite, but I just don't feel comfortable poking holes in the walls if I don't have to. I know I'll get over that eventually, and it's getting better. But I can imagine I'm probably not the only one that feels that way. It's just amazing pieces here. Look at the puts sheep. The Halloween lantern. Here's another one. Oh, look at the little pig cutting board underneath it. And I'm going to flip this over so you can see one of the tricks for knowing about the lanterns. So see how it has that little indentation in the middle? You're not going to see that on the brand new ones or on the newer ones. They just aren't going to have that indent in the bottom. Sweet little, tiny little pig cutting board. That one is $95. Here's another beautiful booth. Oh gosh, look at that collection of the early clothespins. What a neat way to display it. The early bear pull toy. Just absolutely gorgeous quilt. Trying to give you the name of the shop. Love the artwork, the wall artwork. Some beautiful ovoid jugs. Gosh. That one is $9.50. So definitely something to be watching for. A lovely little American flag. Oh gosh, look at the drum over here with the drumsticks. Wow, very, very colorful booth. You know, sometimes we see these primitive pieces and they're, you know, a lot of the barn finds, a lot of the browns, and very soft colors. And then you come to a booth like this and you're reminded that doesn't necessarily mean that everything needs to be that kind of color. And primitive and antique doesn't mean it's all brown. These pieces are old pieces, early pieces. Beautiful, very unique booth. Here's her card. Rustic Hills Drive, Medina, Ohio. So a lot of the dealers, again, they work out of their homes, put their collections together, and then they do the show circuit. So just because you see an address does not mean that there is a shop there. So keep that in mind. What a gorgeous, gorgeous quilt. Nice face jug also. Thank you. So this is Nancy and Jean Pratt's booth out of Victor, New York, and I will make sure that their phone number is on the screen as well. They do ship. So again, if you see something, if you're not able to come to the show, which of course I always recommend, and this show is open both on Saturday and Sunday. So if you aren't able to make it on Saturday, oh my goodness, absolutely, absolutely come on Sunday. Look at the miniature early stone fruit pieces. It's $3.95. That's something my mom collects, are the minis. So when I find a single one here or there, I always like to pick those up for her. And they have some beautiful pieces here in this case. Some gorgeous strawberry pin cushions. Look at that butterfly. Some gorgeous burl pieces. So we'll come around here and we'll go check out the rest of their booth. Gorgeous burl bowl and some tiger maple carved ladles in there, which you don't often see. Look at that beautiful handle. Oh my gosh, can you imagine that? Just a bowl and a ladle on a beautiful table. Some gorgeous redware pieces. And wow, look at that rooster. Stunning pieces. Again, they do ship, so if you see something, my goodness. Oh, look at that grain painted piece.
Actually, we'll put a break in. Huh? That break there. Just put your foot on that.
Be careful with edges because they're fresh.
Benting and Jarvis. Beautiful pieces. They came all the way from New Hampshire. 2-day drive. And I know I kind of said it before, but it's sort of a little funny. You know, people sometimes look at these things and say, oh, how do you live with this furniture? It's like living in a museum. You can't touch anything. You can't put anything down. And then there's the clue. Yes, you can. These people live with this stuff. It's beautiful. It has survived hundreds of years. It will survive us. Look at these gorgeous, look like fish decoys. 140 American Porringer. This is cute. Lipstick on a pig is still a pig. Cute. Look at all the early lighting pieces. Look at this wonderful little cart here filled with the brass candlesticks. Gorgeous candle box back there. Oh my goodness, look at all these beautiful wooden pieces. There's a rush light. Again, this booth, they do ship. So if you see something that you are interested in, give them a call. Oh, look at those gorgeous cat paintings. This row seems to be all done, so it looks like I can kind of walk through right here. Look at it says broom maker, but he kind of looks to me like he's a chimney sweep. I could be wrong, but that's what he looks like to me. Gorgeous burl bowl. Wow.
I gotta be here at 6 because the news is coming.
Beautiful quilt. Love that one. $3.75. And here, this looks like a watch box. Well, they say B box, but maybe could be for a watch as well. Now you're going to want to remember Simple Goods and Earlier Times shows, or the last weekend in April coming up. Seville Antiques, where I am at, and along with 30 some other dealers as well in 5,000 square feet. Seville Antiques will have their spring open house that week as well. So definitely something you do not want to miss. The spring open house should be that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Seville. Oh my goodness, look at this booth. Just when I think I might have, I clearly didn't get to everything, but look at this. Love that grapes sign. Grapes, 500 feet. Fabulous. Stunning. Pie safe. Again, one of those things to look for. It seems like the ones where the punches are coming out. those are the really early ones. Now, I'm going to say that, and someone is going to show me an example where it's the opposite, but for the most part, maybe not the rule, but a good guide is that they are the old ones when the punch part is coming out. Love this on the set of stairs, the Crocs, and the set of trunks going up here. And more and more and more. These are all, let me say, mulberry ironstone. Oh goodness, look at the color here in this booth. These early pieces. Very nice, dry finish, barn finish, with the yellow in that bowl. Gorgeous wall box. Barn lanterns. Oh my. Here, another one of those. Here, the smaller set of the blocks. Gorgeous pie safe back there. Really unique style on that one. And here, one of these beautiful. This is a nice large one. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen one that big. With the bird that you turn the key. Where's the hole? Here it is on the side. Sometimes they're on the bottom. And then the bird will actually move and chirp. Very, very favorite memory of mine from my childhood in Germany. Look at all of these. Love when I can go from one booth to the next. It's less editing for me. Otherwise, I'm putting pieces and pieces and pieces together. "3 miles to corner gas filling station." Oh, wouldn't that be something to find? My great-grandfather had an Esso gas station in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. And I would just love to be able to find something that would have had his name on that. Manuel. Manuel was the last name. Beautiful canes. Wow, gorgeous pieces. And here, look at this whole set of the little emery pin cushions, the tomatoes and the strawberries. Some early candy molds. Goodness, the burl bowls are out in force here today. So definitely something to be watching for. Coverlet from 1839. Oh goodness, look at the miniature snowshoes. pretty tavern table. Has the breadboard ends, and what I'm referring to there are these pieces on both ends. The stretcher base, pretty piece. They have the chairs here at the entrance of this booth, so I won't go inside. Really pretty display, pretty colors. They do not have their signs out yet, and I just talked to one of the other dealers and they don't have their booth signs, so unfortunately I'm not able to tell you who all of these dealers are.
The apothecary, so you can see the back of it if you wanted to.
Let me put
For the bird's eye maple. This looks like a cranberry scoop, very large one. Look at the size of this rolling pin. Stunning. Love that train. Weather vane, perhaps. Cast iron. Door stop.
You doing this with Steve or you?
Another pretty pie safe. Goodness, talk about a striper crock. Wow, wow. Lots of stripes on that one. Unusual tinsmith made horn, triple horn, $7.75. Lovely samplers. Oh gosh, look at that miniature. Wow. Little, oh, it's on a spool holder. Gorgeous. And then this here with all of the little emery pin cushions. My goodness. Beautiful pieces here for sure. I will make sure that the address is on the screen and in the description as well. Look at this with the carving in it. That one is $3.75. Beautiful tiger maple. Oh my. I gotta stop saying that. I know, we could have some sort of a drinking game, have a sip every time I say that. Trammel. Old New England pine trammel hand wrought iron. Good grief. Here are the coffee pots. Lots of tin. Hog scraper candlesticks here. That one's $1.85. The seaweed design. Look at all of these beautiful baskets. Oh my goodness. Check out that beautiful painting.
And the worst part is like it was kind of a dumping ground for cane tankers.
And this one. Wow. Really neat early design of a hooked rug. It's like a clock box maybe back in there. Beautiful treenware piece here as well. Really pretty pieces here in this glass case. There's just no way for me to explain to you how large this show is. I'm cutting between walking from booth to booth in some instances. There's a nice lot of space between sections, between rows, between booths, so it doesn't feel so tight or cramped. Look at that hooked design, and I'm almost stepped on the one here on the floor. The design there in the center is called Hit and Miss because it's just, they just take it right out of a basket or whatever, piece by piece, so that it's very random. But you'd be amazed. Random doesn't necessarily really mean random when you're the one that's doing the rug hooking. If you have two pieces that are the same color next to each other, 2 or 3, you're going to pull that out or you're not going to take that piece. So it might look random, but for the artist who made it, I would about guarantee you that it is not random. Look at this grain painting here on this piece. I just got a message from my husband that the power has been off at the Cape on the corner, so I hope my crock pot of dinner had enough time to cook, and hopefully the lights weren't off too terribly long. That would be bad. We may end up having to go out to dinner, which would be a shame. It is a wonderful, oh, I love that. So if I was here while the show was open, this would come home with me. 12 feet of bunting. Looks like they have $38 on that. Darn. See, that's what happens. Trying to see whose booth this is. I don't know. Another gorgeous booth here. They're all gorgeous. They are all gorgeous. Look at all the clay pipes there. The wig, the little tape loom. These look almost like they are tallow candles. Now, several years ago, I did hand dip tallow candles. But they tallow is quite a soft material, and I just couldn't, it just felt like they were never really quite getting hard enough as a candle. If anybody out there knows, do you need to add beeswax? Were the original tallow candles, I wanted them to be very original as they were done back in the day. So were the original tallow candles tallow only, or would they have had some beeswax in them also? I would love to hear. Please, please put that in the comments below, or reach out to me. I think this is Matt Ershman's booth. Yes, this is Matt Ershman. So Matt has a booth also inside Seville Antiques. Pretty, pretty pieces. That's who I thought this was, but I didn't want to say it until I was sure.